Good morning, this is Sonsonmushi here to hopefully brighten your day, and this is going to be a pick a card reading on if you're worried about anything, what the universe wants to let you know. And so I think I'm gonna have 3 readings, so reading number 1, reading number 2, and reading number 3. And so whichever number resonates with you, 1, 2, or 3, go ahead and pick that and go to this, the timestamp below, and we can get started. Also, as an update, today I am getting 4 of my teeth removed in about an hour and a half, actually. So I will be a new Sonsonmushi by, I don't know, by noon. And so I'm really excited to see who I become after I get 4 teeth removed. It's weird. I've gotten a lot of teeth removed in the past, like extracted from the dentist, but I'm really nervous about this one. It's kind of like the final one before I can get braces, and so that's something I've wanted my whole life. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what kind of changes I go through from today. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. If you picked number 1, here we go. Alright, universe. Let's see. Oops, okay. Well, I'm gonna start flipping them over then. See that at all, but this card is the Fool card. Okay. The overall energy. So, to me, it seems as if perhaps your overall worries is that it might feel like everything might fall apart, like that so far you've built up in a sense some success for yourself, but it may be that you're really worried that it's all gonna come crashing down sooner or later, or that it's all gonna come crashing down because you're just handling too many different things. That's the energy I pick up with the 5 of Pentacles. And by the way, this is a reading that I kind of got inspired to do because one of the channels I watch, Wild Child Readings, she pretty much does this spread all the time. So she's really cool. But back on topic, yeah, I get the vibe that if you picked number 1, you're just really worried right now that everything you've built up is going to come toppling down. As a challenge behind this, let me see. Maybe you're worried about the idea of leaving or traveling, and you're worried that if you leave and travel, are you gonna come back? Or not are you gonna come back, but like, I don't know, it seems as if maybe you're kind of scared of what you're leaving behind, a lot of your thoughts and emotions, a lot of your feelings are at home, and you're worried that it's gonna kind of come toppling down, or that you're gonna lose lose that home and lose that feeling of like, this is home, I miss this place, I love this place, if you were to leave. It's kind of like your challenge is that when you leave, to keep home in mind, essentially. I guess what the universe wants to say as your approach is to definitely pursue whatever this journey you're considering, because it really looks like you're trying to go on some sort of journey. It looks like as a challenge. It's the journey itself seems to also be the challenge. I think the journey itself is causing you to worry about your stability, about everything coming toppling down, and this might not necessarily be about your money. Like, I think you know that financially you'll be fine, but more so it's about like your security in your home life. You're worried that home life will come toppling down and won't be something that you can pick back up. With the Five of Cups as your challenge, essentially. But I'd say this is an essential path for you. That this is definitely a significant life path that you're going on. That it's gonna be. It seems as though you're really worried about you and one other person, in a sense. You could be worried about lots of other people too, but yeah, it's kind of like you're worried about what life is gonna go on, like how life is gonna go on without you. You're worried that kind of think of these as all like puzzle pieces of like you and like other family members and friends and whoever, that when you leave, that the rest of this is going to go falling apart, and like you're going to realize life goes on without you. And while that's a legitimate fear, and that's true, you got to know that even though that happens, life will go on without you. Like, we'll be doing our own journeys, like whoever, like, will be doing their own journeys, and you'll be over here like doing a separate journey. But at the end of the day, or like at the end of that specific journey, both these paths will join together again. So I have a friend who's leaving, so I can't help but think about them. But essentially, it's like, if you're worried about what's going to be going on when you're gone at your home place, like, it really seems like we're not going to be able to forget you, and you're not going to be able to forget us, Mariella. But yeah, that's kind of like the backbone of this whole situation. It's I think this is something to legitimately worry about, but to also know that everything kind of happens as they do, and like, you get this, like, you also have it deep within you to go on this journey, and it's really a journey that's about you and something about starting new, starting fresh. So that's really good, I would say. So if you're worried about this, it's like, this is definitely a path that the universe seems to agree with as well. And more importantly, it's something that if you want to do it, you gotta follow your intuition. As the focus really seems to be about this like full circle idea of like completion of like fulfilling your own like dreams and like feelings and whatnot, and like seeing all the boats. Like, this is just like a very adventurous card for me. To me, when I look at this, I'm like, okay, your focus should be on getting out there in the world and experiencing whatever it is you're trying to experience. And whatever that thing is, you've got to leave. You got to leave this place to do it. The final outcome is, it really looks like you're going to find true peace and true balance with security. Like, this worry, if this comes toppling down, all that's going to come from it is like this. And like, this guy, like, this is the King of Pentacles. It's like, you're going to realize that whatever dropped or whatever just fell into the soil and grew as trees. It's like, even if things go on without you, they still grow. And what are you going to provide to that? You're going to provide your own amazing, like, tangible thing to provide for everyone when you come back. You're going to be this kind of reborn person who, this new sense of peace is what I'm getting. Honestly, there's this whole new sense of peace that it's just like, wow, where did that come from, you know? And it kind of came from doing this journey. It came from allowing to let this tower go, to let it kind of topple apart and like see how it becomes undone without you, sorta. But that's the vibe I get from this. That's reading number 1. Okay, so if you picked reading number 2, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, and that's your outcome. Great. Okay. And okay. So if you picked reading number 2, the overall focus is the overall energy is like 2 different life paths is what I'm taking up, or was what I'm picking up from this. It seems as though both the energies that you're worried about, if this is all going to really come together, if like, is everything really gonna work together and separately at the same time? You know, your big concern is, what if you don't feel anything at all from this like journey that you go on? What if there's nothing there for like, you know, your emotions and like everything you were hoping it would be, it's just not. That seems to be your worry. And you know, as the suggested approach, you know, it gets to like, it really seems like really keep holding on to what you appreciate and care about. It's like, whatever this life path is, wherever you're gonna go and diverge at first, like there's already been a divergent paths, and you're kind of on one of these paths. But while you're on that path, you know, definitely take the approach with like the idea and concept of like holding on to your memories and like really kind of keep nurturing what you care about. Your focus, it seems to be like your focus should be on home, basically. It's like whatever this path is, you want to have your focus out in the world, and you want to have your focus out in the world, and you want to have your focus out at home. So you want to approach this path, this journey, with a sense of nurture, and while you're doing that, you want to focus on your memories about home and your memories about leaving and like what they're both gonna do, because just like these 3 swords that are out kind of like looking out into the world, once you think about it and once you learn about it, you're gonna be able to bring those back to your home. It's kind of like collecting things from your journey. And as the final outcome, you know, we get the Chariot, and the final outcome really is like you get to steer life where you want it to go. And if you want it to go in a nurturing, like if you want it to go in a place where you're very comfortable, like financially, you're very comfortable with your home life and everything, and if you want a place to call home where you can set up your like swords, your safe space for your thoughts, and like where you want to, you know, where you want a lot of your memories to go, then you definitely have the ability to do that. the choice is up to you, essentially. The outcome is that you are going to steer this the way you want your life to go. And that's great. As the backbone being the Prince of Wands, that tells me you have you have a certain someone who is supporting you through all of this, and I think support is a very important thing. You know, to both that person and you, it's a very unclear path, you know. It's very scary, the unknown. And that's okay. It's okay if you don't know what's gonna happen. That's like story of my life. But yeah, so it's kind of like you're gonna be the chariot in the night, you know. You're not gonna know exactly where you're going, true, but you still have that steering wheel. You still have the reins, or whatever it's called. Yeah. So, again, if you're worried about if where your path is going to take you is going to lead to you, like, losing what you cherish, I think the universe has to say for you that it's not, that your approach to the situation is going to be on cherishing home and missing whatever it is that you're worried about that might get, like, corrupted from this life path. It's a challenge though, so it's like, it's true, like, this is going to change you for sure. Let me pull a clarifier card as to how this situation goes for this challenge. Okay. Well, it's definitely gonna, the big change from this is like pure, like complete, like balance and success, like financially. So that's a good change that's gonna come from this challenge. Ooh. And the Knight of Wands. So I gotta keep this short so I can go to the third reading. I'll flip one more card. And the Princess of Pentacles. Yeah, the challenge is this isn't gonna be exactly the most peaceful place in the world. And I honestly, I got this in reverse. It's kind of like they're gonna break you down, but it's gonna build you up. So it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, what you're worried about is that whole breaking down aspect, but it seems like something you're really good at and something you've got a handle on, honestly. So again, I'd say if you're worried about something, know that you're gonna guide yourself every step of the way. You're always gonna be able to keep holding on to the steering wheel of fate. Okay, so if you picked number 3, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Okay, did I, like, not? Whatever. Okay. So, you pulled the Five of Cups, King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is just overall really good reading as well. Don't be too freaked out about them coming out upside down. It's because I actually changed. I didn't change. I have all my cards upright since this is a new deck, and my friend came over and she just kind of did that. She like looked at them and rearranged it so they're all upright pretty much. And so yeah, I'm taking these meanings as upright. The only time I'll take it as reverse is if I watch myself, like, if a card flips out and, like, spins around. Those are the ones where I'm like, okay, that's reversed. But yeah, so these essentially all came up right side up. So for reading number 3, the overall energy is a lack of knowledge on the world, but at the same time a loving energy of where you know about the world. Like, so like let's say you've only been to a couple like different cities in the same like state or like country or whatever that you've lived in, you know, then it's like everything you do know, you've learned to love it, you know, like you've got all of your feelings are in what you know, but you don't necessarily have that connection to the world. And so that is the overall energy that I'm getting, that you're kind of worried about what's out there. I pick up that you're worried about what's out there. The challenge is, I think, worry about success for some reason. For some reason, it seems as though if you were to go out into the world, you're worried that maybe you're not gonna be this like super peaceful, like successful person. Like you're worried somehow this is all gonna not work out. But with your approach to like, yeah, I think you're worried about losing yourself for some reason. I pick up on that. You're worried because this man, he's so joyful. Like you can see the feminine energy within him, so he's like well balanced. So it's like I feel as though you're gonna worry about losing a part of yourself, and that the challenge is going to be holding on to that aspect of yourself. So the approach to the situation, I would say, is to focus on your feminine energy. Whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't really matter. Right now, actually, this is perfect for me because I gotta focus on my feminine energy. Once I kind of like realized like how much of a mom I feel like, pretty much. Like I started like calling myself like a mom basically. I'm like, oh, I'm like a mother to like everything, like to chairs, to rocks, to whatever. Like if I like accidentally like bent this card, I'd be like, ooh, I'm sorry, card. You know, like I'm like everything's mom, and that's like a feminine energy, I would say. So like, yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. You know, we're all made up of feminine, masculine energy, and you know, just energy in general, really. So I guess it's saying to approach this situation that you're worried about